What if everything you've been told about courage is actually wrong? In this world that we live in, the rat race that we're living in, courage is defined as conquering, achieving, and pushing through hard stuff. But what if real courage is actually far more powerful and quieter? Today in this video, we're going to talk about the hidden cost we face chasing outcomes and living in this rat race, and how freeing yourself from this pressure might be the most courageous and brave act you can do for yourself. We live in a world that worships outcomes, worship results. Whether it's business, who has the bigger numbers, who's making more money, whether it's social media, who's got the most likes, who's got the most followers. We measure our worth with just numbers, and this is the kind of world that we live in. Everybody just is interested. Hey, did you win? Did you achieve your goal? Did you make money? But no one actually talks about the fact that this obsession we have in our culture with winning actually is paralyzing us, because if a guaranteed outcome is necessary, we stop taking risk because there's so much pressure. We stop actually doing silly stuff that creates, risking stuff to innovate new things, unless we can be guaranteed that we're going to win. Because we so badly want an outcome, it actually curbs our creativity. Now, some of the most talented people I've met are struggling because they don't lack skill. They're terrified because they just don't want to fail. And that too in front of other people. We measure our self-worth and it's tied to the outcomes. And sometimes success can feel exhausting because that it's very hard to maintain and always win and always succeed. And that life is a lot of pressure. Courage is never about not having fear. Courage has always been about, regardless of having the fear, regardless of being scared, to still go ahead and do the thing that you're scared with, right? To still go ahead and do it. Even when you don't know how things are going to turn out, and despite that, the fear of uncertainty, you still take action. That's how the most biggest names in the world, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, Rosa Parks, anybody who's ever made a change, they really didn't know what's going to come next, but they still had to act from courage. That's real courage, where there's no guarantee of a victory, but you still have the willingness to show up. It's not in a place where you get applauded from so many people. It's those moments of silence when no one's watching, when you're very scared, when life doesn't make sense, but you still choose to show up and do the right thing and just take that one step forward. That's the courage that we are here to cultivate, because it's not about you're scared or not scared. It's about, can you do it without letting fear stop you from doing the act? And that's courage. So where does real courage come from? It's actually not from the results or the recognition that we get from others. It's acting in integrity and in alignment of our own individual values. Something that we think is very important. Once we decide those 2, 3, 4, 5 things that are important to us, then we act in the alignment of those values, that's when it's actually being courageous. The choices that we are making are not coming anymore from approval from others or trying to look a certain way, trying to look good, trying to look better than we are. It's rooted in truth. It's rooted in something much more closer to your heart, something you value. And that's why that kind of courage is unshakable. Now, when you operate from that space, rest assured the world doesn't turn and give you everything straight away. It doesn't reward you immediately. But inside, something shifts. You know that you feel solid. Even if results are not coming right now, you feel at peace because you're no longer looking for other people's approval. You're living in alignment with your values and your authenticity. And you ask yourself, what if no one's watching? Would I still do this thing? Does this feel right for me? Even if it doesn't guarantee me success, but it feels true to me, do I have the courage to still do it? That's the inner compass that we all have and we need access to, and that's where courage lives. Let's talk about courage in everyday life, right? We normally glorify courage in movies. We look at a hero, he does something brave, he does something grand, and we're like, wow, that's courageous. But in real life, courage looks very, very different sometimes. It's actually moments of vulnerability. It's when the person says, I actually don't know what I'm doing. That vulnerability is actually courage. When you reach out to someone and say, you know what, I've been trying to do this myself, I need some help. Asking for help is courage. Even when it feels uncomfortable, right? And the willingness to be able to listen to the truth about ourselves from other people that we love and respect and take that feedback on. That's how courage looks. It's not about this bravado, being this macho, bravado, very brave character. It's about being very authentic. That's what courage is. Because real courage is not about fighting wars or climbing a mountain. It's really just have the courage to face ourselves, our own fears. It's stepping outside our comfort zone when nobody's watching. Because real courage is not always a loud thing. It's a whisper that keeps saying to ourselves in our ears, no matter what's going on, let's keep going. That willingness to keep going is how courage shows up in everyday life. So here's my invitation. Let's move towards a liberated life. When you finally release that need to always win and be right, something incredible happens. You become absolutely free to fail. And you start creating things because it feels right. Not because it guarantees a praise from someone or validation or an outcome. It feels right, and that's why you do it. You're able to risk and do brave things because they align with you. Even if it means that you might fail, and even if it means people will laugh at you, but you are able to act in alignment with things that matter to you. And that's freedom, and that's the beginning of an amazing life. The most fulfilled people I know of and you know of are not the ones who never failed. They're the ones who are not scared or afraid to fail anymore. And they can openly just make mistakes, learn from them, and keep improving. So here's my challenge to you. Do one thing that is very courageous for you, something you are scared to do. Take that step, something that feels right to you. You know that's the right step. Even if it doesn't get you validation, even if it gets people laughing at you, don't do it for the recognition. Don't do it for validation. Do it simply because it's true to you. Because courage isn't about the outcome itself. It's about the honesty to act and keep going no matter what happens. And that, my friend, is the life full of courage. If you like this video and you know someone who can get help from this video and get some courage to take actions on their dreams, you are at the right spot. This is Feeling Man. Every single week, we bring in some amazing videos to awaken your heart and give you that feel-good confidence to shine and chase your own dreams. Keep watching, share, subscribe, and like. Until the next time, this is Shay signing off. Peace.